Hey, this is Pizza Dude Man, and this is the roster of PhiahWoW. First of all, I hope I said that name right. I've gotten plenty of comments about mispronouncing character names, so I can only imagine how badly I'm gonna butcher usernames. From what we've already seen, this roster adds 4 more unique newcomers and 3 echoes, both of which I think fall into very reasonable parameters. The green characters at the bottom are the echoes, and there are also 9 DLC characters labeled in red, with some very interesting choices, so we'll see if I have any extra time to briefly talk about them. I don't want to make these videos too long because I have so many requests, so I'd like to show off as many different rosters as possible. This time around, we'll start with the true newcomers. Most of them are characters I've talked a lot about already, but just to retouch upon them, Skull Kid would be a great new Zelda character. He's fun, he's memorable, and he expands the Zelda series beyond the Triforce holders. Plus, many people see him as a possibility since he hasn't been deconfirmed yet, and there have been rumors circulating around his inclusion. Geno is a longtime Smash Bros. Fan favorite pick, with requests back in Brawl matching those of Ridley and King K. Rool, who have been confirmed. He has a ton of unique abilities, including all his hidden weapons and magic spells, and he appears to be a personal favorite of Sakurai. Incineroar seems like a very likely Pokemon newcomer. Strong rumors suggest there will be a playable Pokemon from Sun and Moon, which makes sense all on its own, but these rumors also state that the big picks people are banking on, like Decidueye and Lycanroc, are not playable. Due to a significant anime role and being the only Sun Moon Pokemon to have concept art that features the main cast, Incineroar has a pretty good shot, and I think having a full-blown wrestler in Smash would be awesome. The only newcomer I haven't spent a significant amount of time on is Isaac, who I've only briefly touched on in recent videos. Isaac is the main character of Golden Sun, and the iconic character of the Golden Sun series as a whole. I was a kid when Golden Sun first came out, and it was an instant classic. For many of us Nintendo fans that age, it was our first taste of a newly released, big traditional-styled JRPG of our own, with relatable characters, cool attacks, and challenge. Not long later, we found a good sequel in Golden Sun 2. These games made me want to see Isaac in Super Smash Bros., and were at least a contributing factor to my hobby of making fan-made rosters as a whole. As a potential Smash character, Isaac brings something very obviously new to the table: Earth manipulation. All the game's main party members use magic, called Psynergy, to control the elements and summon creatures that represent them. The leader, Isaac, uses Earth Psynergy. And this isn't just limited to making earthquakes and throwing rocks. Isaac can control plants as well. He has a huge pool of attacks to pull moves from. He can use a sword and use utility Psynergy to grab and push objects, which is what he does as an assist trophy in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. With Smash Bros. Though, Isaac is an unfortunate victim of timing. If Golden Sun had just come out a bit earlier, maybe he could have been considered for Melee? Probably not, given the time constraints that were on that game, but Golden Sun was released so soon after, it was a long stretch to wait for Super Smash Bros. Brawl. By then, Golden Sun was kinda niche, and Isaac got passed up. But then, a new game was announced. A third Golden Sun. Would this be a series revival? Would this bring Isaac back into the light? Well, it didn't. The game didn't reach nearly the same critical acclaim as the original two, and Isaac was passed up again in Smash 4. He didn't even get his assist trophy. In spite of all that's happened, Isaac's fanbase has never died out. I think it's a real testament to what a good character he was, especially since he comes from a small series, or at the least, he really would make a fantastic Smash character to play as. Now for the Echoes. We've got Shadow, who I've started seeing on nearly every fan-made roster, and I think that makes sense. We haven't seen his assist trophy yet, we've seen a different Sonic assist trophy instead, and he's the type of character that makes sense as an Echo. We also have Impa, who I talked a bit about in the last roster critique. She's pretty much the big consistent Zelda character after the Golden Trio, and with Sheik already on the roster, it makes sense that they would share abilities. And last, Funky Kong. Like some of the other Echoes we've seen, Funky Kong is a character important to his series, especially since he's just had a major playable role, but that we might not have seen such an extensive amount of unique abilities to make a unique Smash Bros. Character. Could you make a unique Funky Kong entirely out of surfing moves? Yeah, probably. But would Funky Kong as a character choice take a priority as a unique newcomer? Probably not. This Echo reminds me a bit of Daisy, only in this case, Funky's build is so identical to Donkey's, it makes enough sense to me for him to be an Echo, especially since most of DK's Smash Bros. Moves are non-specific as it is. It does look a little strange to me to have Funky without Dixie, but hey, it's already a little strange to me to have Daisy without Waluigi. Maybe he's just a better fix as an Echo, who knows? Ultimately, this is a roster with some great and reasonable picks. In fact, you might even be able to add a character in the base. Now then, let's talk about DLC just for a bit. Looking at this roster reminds me, we don't really know at all what they would do with DLC, do we? I mean, we know they won't re-add Lost Veterans, they're already all here. I feel like one possibility is to add characters that might not have had the chance to be considered, like Springman or Rex and Pyra, maybe even future release characters, or maybe they would continue to add fan favorite characters. But then where do assist trophies fit in? Many of them are the fan favorite characters that didn't make it. Could they be promoted? What if we get another surprise third-party character? When I look at a DLC roster like this, I see a character like Dovahking, for instance, and immediately think that's not likely. But it still gets me thinking. After all, Skyrim has become a big icon of a game, it was finally released on Nintendo with exclusive content, and Dovahking could have a really interesting Smash Bros. Moveset made up of a huge variety of magic weapons and draconic shouts. Is it possible that Nintendo or Bethesda could approach each other to make this happen as a surprise edition? Even if I still believe it's not likely, it helps me to see the merit in it and think about how fun it could be, or at the very least, it gets me mentally prepared for that possibility so I'm never caught off guard. Other times, DLC lists on personal rosters like this can be an outlet for showcasing your favorite characters, like Piplup here. I myself would absolutely love to see Duster from Mother 3 in Super Smash Bros. Do I believe either of these are especially likely? No, not really, but it's still fun to think about. I'd really like to establish a Smash community that is more focused on discussion than on who's right and who's wrong. So, thank you for showing us your roster, PhiahWoW, and thanks to all of you for watching. I've gotten quite a few comments about it, so remember, if you want me to take a look at your roster and do a video on it, upload it somewhere, then provide a link to it in the comments section. I keep a list of requests in the order I get them, and as it is, I have over 40 so far. I can't promise to get to them all, and I can't promise to upload one every day, but I'll do my best. Thanks again so much for all your support. See you next time.